Okay, we're live. Hello, 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 everybody. Let's wait for people to hop in this server. I hope y'all are having a good Saturday night here. It is Saturday night, like I said, where I live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to do a quick little Dragon Ball Super stream, of course, talking about Broly, of course, and the future of Dragon Ball Super. I will be taking super chat questions all night, of course. And this stream, I'm going to be watching UFC tonight. Very, very, very big fight. Conor McGregor and Khabib. This stream will be over before that. So if you're going to be looking forward to that fight, I will not interrupt the fight. I assume some of you guys are probably at parties and things like that. So I do thank you for tuning into the stream tonight. And if you are not at a party, that's okay too. It's just, we're all going to have a party here tonight. And if you can't hear the stream, excuse me. If you can't hear the stream right now, that's okay. It's gonna be archived and be up in a few hours for y'all to listen to. Let me hear my own voice here, see how I sound. Hang on a quick second. Probably at parties and things like that. Okay, I sound good. All right, so Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm assuming that everybody in this stream listening to this has already seen trailer number 2. I did a full breakdown of both the sub and the dub trailer. The sub trailer breakdown that leaked a couple days ago, that one basically, like, the breakdown that I did was about 20 minutes or so. Me and Quaman got together, and there was a heck of a lot to talk about. I know that Clothespins made a video kind of making fun of me, and it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't mad or anything. I talked to him about it because the whole thing was that the reason as to why the video was so long was because of that, because we had Quaman around. As far as that goes, it was a totally in-depth breakdown, but I did promise you guys I would do this stream, so here we go. We're at 1,500 people. I'm going to wait until we get about 1,600 to 1,700, then we're going to get into some of the information that we have, and also the trailer breakdown. I did want to talk to you guys to kind of hear your thoughts on the trailer breakdown. I'm sorry, on the trailer, not trailer breakdown, the trailer itself, and I'm curious to see what people thought about it, okay? But before we get to that, we got some super chats already in the thing. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the news. So just give me one moment here. I'm going to put my screen on. We do have an update. Now, I know a lot of you guys know that every Saturday night I do a Dragon Ball Super update from the official Dragon Ball Super website, which I am showing you guys right here on the screen. You should see it. I guess this week's entry is an interview with this lovely young lady here who is going to be voicing Shile in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, Nana Mizuki. There's not too much to talk about here, but I do want to kind of briefly cover, what was said, just because I always do these Saturday night videos, but instead this week I thought I'd do a stream so we can have more to talk about. So essentially, thanks to Herms, by the way, for translating this. Essentially, this is just an interview about how she got into the series and how she was a fan of Dragon Ball at a young age. And I want y'all to remember this because I've talked about this so many times. If you're out there and you want to be an actor, if you want to be an artist, and you want to someday work on Dragon Ball, it's not impossible. Look at Kagi, Alejandro Saab. He was a YouTuber for many, many years. He got to voice Shallot in Dragon Ball Legends. I mean, it's not impossible for one of you to eventually get involved in this franchise, whether you're an artist or whether you're a voice actor. And I always stress to you guys that if that's your dream, go for it. Please go for it. I say that every week on these streams, and I want everybody to do the best they can. And I know it's scary, but it'll pay off if you make it. So she's one of us. She was a fan of Dragon Ball. Her favorite character was Bulma, and she loves the fact that Bulma was weird and that basically the character was very strong. And Bulma is a strong character. One thing we do find out about Shayla is that she, according to what was translated, she basically is the kind of character who blurts out whatever she's thinking, and it was a struggle for her to keep her performance on the surface and not go too deeply. She talks about how much she likes Capsule Corp's Hoi Poi capsules, and how, it's cool that she gets to use crazy Dragon Ball artifacts now playing as this character. And they talk about, Nagamine in this interview talks about how she was a natural, but she was playing the character too deep, aka too melodramatic. So the character does seem to be more playful. According to this, Mizuki had to take several takes to get it right, but she did get it right. So there's not too much information here. It's a short article. I'm assuming next week we'll probably get an interview with a different actor talking all about this. So, that is something that we can look forward to next week. Also, those of you who may have missed the announcement on Twitter, brand new Geekdom 101 merchandise. All right, we have a brand new line of merch. Geekdom 101 Empowerment line. Teespring.com/2008 Geekdom is the link. Basically, it's a t-shirt design that was designed by World King Kanji. Become the emperor of your life. We're selling not only regular premium t-shirts, shipping internationally. We've also got tank tops. We've got hoodies. And now, for the first time, we got limited edition Android and iPhone phone cases. There is, of course, the Geekdom 101, avatar with the championship belt on a throne saying, become the emperor of your life. Take life by the balls. Kick ass and accomplish your goals. And I think this is a great motivational shirt for when you go to the gym. Also comes in various different colors. You can pick whatever color you want, whatever size you want when you check it out on the website. Teespring.com/2018 Geekdom. All right, so let's see here. We got a bunch of super chat. Let's get to them. And we'll be discussing some things. Okay, before we actually go deep into the super chats, just some quick news. Trailer 2, I told y'all, all of y'all who are here on Tuesday, I said it on this stream. I said the trailer will be focused on the old stuff. That DLC 8 character will not be in it, but Bardock, Frieza, Paragus will. And I freaking told you. And I know that because they recorded for this trailer in Texas on Monday. That's how I know. They recorded the audio for the dub version on Monday in Funimation Studios. Or it was Okratron. I think it was Okratron. But anyways, called it. Not a prediction. I had knowledge. So there you go. Always trust Geekdom 101's credibility. By this point, if you don't think I'm credible, you're living under a rock. Let's get to these super chat questions, which I always appreciate because the people who submit these respect me, and I respect you guys too, which is why I'm going to answer these things right now. And we'll have a good discussion. All right, let's go ahead and start here with Darian. First of all, thank you, Jeremy. Darian says, are you more or less excited about Super TV retelling the movie's events? Do you think they'll add quality lore? Well, that's a very good question. People have been bringing up a lot. Originally, I did not want them to retell Broly. And what he's talking about is, if Super comes back next year, a lot of fans think they're going to take this Broly story and redo it for the Super TV series, like with Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Now, originally, my opinion on that was, no, I do not want them to redo that story. They should keep it as a movie and then have the TV show take place after. But now that we found out that the original script for this movie was a 3-hour script that Toriyama wrote, part of me actually does want them to retell the story from the perspective of the 3-hour script. So I want them to take that original Toriyama screenplay that he submitted to Toei and retell the story, right? Retell the story, but with the full 3-hour, version of the events. I do want them to do that. If you agree, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Because if they don't do it, I won't be upset at all. I could go either way. But if they have a lot of content for that extra hour and 20 minutes, to me, that's a big deal. We did confirm, for those of you who may have missed this, Dragon Ball Super Broly is going to be 100 minutes long, which is about an hour and 40, which to me is great. That's actually a tremendous runtime. It's the longest theatrical Dragon Ball movie ever. Technically, the longest is the Battle of Gods extended cut, but that was released on home video and on television exclusively in Japan and here in the United States and other parts of the world. But as far as a movie in theaters go, this is going to be the longest Dragon Ball movie of all 20 of them, with an hour and 40 minutes. That should be plenty of time to tell this story. I don't see why they would have a problem. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Austin Long, this movie has a ton of retcons, but even so, would you prefer this sort of new origin story for Goku, Vegeta, and company versus the original one Toriyama made decades ago? No, I do not prefer this new story. I do prefer the original one Toriyama made. And I think any changes Toriyama makes, even though there might be some things I like, for example, Gine, I like certain things, right? Maybe some of the new characters. I like King Cold being involved more. I like things like that. I don't like anything that he did in Dragon Ball Minus except Guinea. I like Guinea, like her as a character, and I like her being Goku's mom, but I prefer the original Bardock special and the original manga. And I've seen a lot of misinformation around now. People saying that, oh, baby Goku was never in the manga. That's wrong. He was there. And people saying that the Bardock special is, and I'm going to use a word that you know I hate, canon, and that they're saying that it's not canon anymore. Well, if that's the case, then that means that chapter 307 of the manga is also not canon because Toriyama adapted Bardock fighting Frieza with the red bandana and with the original green like outfit he wore in the Bardock special into the manga. So if your idea of canon is the manga, then that version of the events, at least that scene of Bardock confronting Frieza, is in Toriyama's manga. He put it in there. This, of course, changes that whole thing, and that's something that cannot be ignored. People have been trying to, in a way, I don't know if it's pedestal Toriyama. You know, I love Toriyama. I would never disrespect him, but the reality is he is changing the original story. He did it 5 years ago with Dragon Ball Minus, and with this movie, he might make more changes. That remains to be seen. He can just do whatever he wants. I mean, at this point, but then it becomes this kind of debate, like the George Lucas debate, which is, does the creator have the right to change art that's already out there? Some people say yes. Some people say no. Art should be preserved. I don't want to make this into a debate about that, but that is something that is going to be coming up now is, should Toriyama make these changes? Ultimately, it doesn't matter because he's going to do whatever the hell he wants. You know what I'm saying? So, no. But to answer your question, I prefer the original Bardock special version of the events and what was in the manga. It's always been perfect for me. Brian Cruz, I love the new trailer, but did it reveal too much? Pretty much gave us the entire backstory. Well, we knew the entire backstory. I mean, everything in that trailer we knew. Like, we knew Bardock and Guinea sent Goku to Earth. If you read Minus, we know for sure that Frieza kills all the Saiyans. You know, there was some new stuff like seeing the Ginyu Force, Dodoria, and Zarbon there. That was cool. King Cold was there. Burberry Blue is there. I presume Beerus is going to be in that scene. One of the questions that's been brought up time and time again from a lot of you guys is, do you think that we're going to find out the whole thing with Beerus and Frieza and like Beerus basically okaying the destruction of the Saiyans? Yes, I think the scene in the trailer where Chris Ayres or Ryusuke Nakao says, wouldn't you agree about, destroy the Saiyans? Wouldn't you agree? I think he's talking to Beerus in that scene. I really think so. You don't see him in the trailer. I think he's off screen, but I think Beerus is like, yeah, I agree. Go ahead and destroy them. That's the way I'm predicting that's going to play out. And I think it will play out like that. Yes, I think Beerus will be there. Again, that's also a retcon because in the original manga there was no Beerus, and Frieza destroyed the Saiyans because of his own paranoia of having them revolt. That was the original story that he himself said in the Namek arc, the Frieza arc. That's why he even did it to begin with, because his paranoia had built up, and he said, "Screw this." Right? In the manga too. That was also in the manga. This has been changed now because now, I mean, it might still be the whole paranoia thing, but Beerus is involved now, and he definitely wasn't in the original story. This is unquestionable facts. I mean, go read the manga if you haven't in a long time. It's all in there. Or at least it's not in there. At least not that stuff. Beerus and Kai's die in this movie. You're welcome. I don't think that's happening. No one says, yo, Geekdom, thanks for your work and the videos you do. Did you see the New York Comic-Con panel for Broly? It was great to see Matsuko Nozawa interact with the dubcast. I did see it. I loved it. It was cool how Sean Schemmel pretty much said that Fusion's going to be the... Dude, Sean Schemmel's like, maybe we have to fuse to beat him. And I'm like, dude, so much for that. That was funny. I enjoyed the panel. It was fun. I mean, Monica hosted it on her birthday. I thought it was great. Will the Broly movie have sub-screenings in the U.S.? No. What is your favorite... Unless you have a very special theater. What is your favorite transformation of all time? Form or transformation? Because it's actually both. Gohan Super Saiyan 2. That's my favorite. Heroic Lion. Trailer was great. I think that if Vegeta finds out Beerus ordered the destruction of Planet Vegeta, he'll flip out and fight him regardless. I think even though we might see it in this movie, Vegeta might not find out. Not right away. He might find out later on. He might find out at another time, or maybe he will find out. Who knows? But if he does find out, it could lead to another arc, which actually I'm gonna do a video probably with Tragic sometime this week about where this story can go with Vegeta after this movie, because there's a very interesting connection that they could actually create, an interesting storyline they could create coming out of this movie. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment, because one of the things that I said in the description of this stream was about the future of Dragon Ball Super. Yes, there is a panel at Jump Festa about Dragon Ball Super, Jump Festa 19, but it's December of 2018, even though it's Jump Festa 19, and the panel takes place after the Broly movie's already out. Now, unless this is going to be some kind of huge panel where they're going to be interviewing people from the movie and like celebrating the success of the film, this is most likely going to be some kind of announcement of the future of Dragon Ball Super, because at Jump Festa is where they announce everything. That's where they originally hinted at about this movie to begin with. That's where they announced, the Tournament of Power arc. Like, they have big announcements at Jump Festa every year. Same thing with other stuff that's Jump properties, like One Piece. One Piece also has a big panel, and we know there's a One Piece movie coming out next year. So I expect them to do a teaser of the movie at that show, the One Piece movie. I'm expecting that because Toei's quick with it. And I do think they're going to announce the future of Super, whether it be a new TV show or a new movie. Now, I want to elaborate on the return of Dragon Ball Super real quick. Originally, I said that I believe that Super was going to come back in April or in July of 2019. Based on information I've gathered and also based on my own kind of knowledge of how the business works. April of 2019 is going to be the 30-year anniversary of Dragon Ball Z. However, based on the production schedules, unless we find out that they are already working on the return of Dragon Ball Super to TV, which they might very well be, it seems more likely that Super's coming back in July of next year. That's the most likely scenario if it's coming back, which I think it is. I think they're going to announce it in April, probably on the day of the 30-year anniversary of Dragon Ball Z. I assume they're going to announce it there, and then we're going to actually get the series coming back in July. I've seen some people, like, for example, Kaiser Neko was telling me he thinks it's going to be in, like, September or October of next year. Could be, however, Dragon Ball doesn't normally start around then. Usually it is in April or July, so my guess right now is slim chance it'll be April, good chance it'll be July, and we'll see where the story goes. But again, this is all hearsay right now. Until we have an official announcement, then we'll know. And again, Brian is bringing up the same point that Heroic Lion brought up here, which is the whole thing, so could it be a big subplot Super? Like, yes, actually, that's what I was getting to, is that I think it could be. Same thing with Broly. I think Vegeta finding out that Broly exists is going to, basically, my prediction, Vegeta finding out Broly exists is going to be a catalyst for him to go to Universe 6 and get information about his race. And I think we're going to have like one of those things where we're going to have Vegeta find out a lot about his race. And I certainly hope they do go in that direction, because I want to know more about the Saiyans, Universe 6, and before Planet Vegeta. I want to know about Yamushi and all these guys. And I hope they do it, okay? Pretty Gordo, can you see Broly controlling his berserker form and undergoing a personality change similar to Yu Hakusho Sensui translation from Kazuya to Shinobu? Possibly. I am, and I have another video planned about Broly, if he's going to survive the movie and become a good guy, which I don't know if he will, but we're going to address that, because it's worthy of a discussion in my opinion. But I could see Broly being a much, much, much more sympathetic character in this version. Broly in the original Dragon Ball Z movies was an evil motherfucker. I mean, this dude would, destroy planets for fun and laugh about it. That wasn't just Paragus manipulating him. That was him being a prick and choosing to do bad things. This version seems to be a lot more tragic. So let's see what happens. Do you think Broly will become a friend of Goku in the next transformation he learns his full power Super Saiyan? Okay, that's two questions. Number one, possibly, unlikely. Number two, there's no reason for him to ever learn full power Super Saiyan if he has this legendary berserk form, full power Broly, that is significantly more powerful than Super Saiyan Grade 4. Like, all the Dragon Ball Z transformations are essentially obsolete. Now, I like Super Saiyan 2 and SS3 is cool, but it's all about God, Blue, Ultra Instinct, the stuff in Super. There's just no reason to go back to those old forms unless you're trying to, like, conserve power and whatnot. They're just getting those powers are irrelevant for Goku, Vegeta, and Broly. For Khalifa and Kale, they want to do Super Saiyan 3. We know that as a plot point in Super that was unresolved because they never got it. Maybe it will get resolved when Super comes back next year. We'll talk about all that very soon, but that form is just too weak for Broly. He's way stronger than that. Kyle Smith, Piccolo got revealed early in the character sheets, but there's no further info about him. We'll think he'll play a role. He'll definitely play a role. I'm curious what it'll be because you're right. Piccolo's all over the promotional material, but he's not in the trailer except for like a small cameo in the first trailer. But I do think that Piccolo will probably fight, probably lose, possibly might even get into a scuffle with Paragus or with one of Frieza's soldiers. But I don't know if he can. He's not going to be able to take on Broly. That we know. Sorry, Quinn, but it's not happening. Brian again says Broly, Bardock, and probably Gogeta. Lots of Saiyan backstory, multiple Super Saiyan Transformers. I'm excited, but this is a little too much fan service. Yeah, this is fan service, the movie. I mean, dude, I've had people ask me, do I think Raditz and Nappa will be in this movie? Like, because we didn't see them in the trailer. But just because we don't see them in the trailer does not mean they're not there. But you have to remember that Nappa and Raditz don't really have a huge role to play in this backstory. Raditz is the one who tells Kakarot about his heritage, and Nappa is the one who was at Vegeta's side most of his life. But for this origin story, they're not necessary. However, I do think they're going to be in the movie. Yes, I do think they're going to have a cameo because, number one, Raditz had a cameo in Minus, and number two, it's fan service the movie, dude. This is fan service the movie. That's what this is. And I don't care if you love or hate this movie or what happened to modern Dragon Ball. That's irrelevant. The reality is this is definitely fan service the movie. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's what this is. You know, Daniel Nakanishi, one of my favorites, with Broly being sent to planet Vampa, I assumed, do you think that the unique environment of the planet is how Broly has remained hidden until now? Maybe the planet drains a person's ki. I think that it's a planet that's probably far, far, far away, and Frieza's star maps and the Galactic Patrol probably never discovered it. That's all I can think of, you know, maybe. But you know what? The reason why I like your idea is because it's called Planet Vampa, a.k.a. Vampire, so it would be kind of cool if it did drain his energy. Then it's kind of like, okay, the vampire pun makes more sense. So, again, you're a very smart person when you come up with these things, bro. I've said that many times on many streams, and I do enjoy reading your comments. Anthony Delaredo says, is the World of Void and the Null Realm different? Yes. As far as I know, they are different. They're just different places, different realms, you know, if that makes sense. Remember, the Room of Spirit and Time is also a realm, you know. Oh, wait a minute, though. Isn't the Null Realm what they're calling it in the dub? Yeah, that's what they're calling. Okay, then never mind. No, I think I read that they're calling it the Null Realm in the dub. I forgot. I'm thinking of the realm that was teased for the Broly stuff. Like the other dimension. That's what I got confused. My bad. Yeah, it's just a dub change. Kamehameha Highway says, I have a feeling we'll never see UI again. I think you're wrong about that. Do you think they'll nerf it and brush it off with a comment like Blue Form has become stronger? No, absolutely not. Nope. Very good chance you're going to see it in this movie. Amir, do you think the third Saiyan born was actually Tarble due to the timing and Vegeta has a misdirect? No. I don't think that's the case at all. I see the idea where you're coming from totally. And I'm hoping that the Vegeta birth in the trailer is actually before Goku and Broly's birth, because if it's at the same time, it's going to retcon Vegeta's age as well. Which, again, I don't want them to do that. I don't like the idea of Vegeta being the same age as Goku. I like the idea of them being, you know, Vegeta's a little bit older. But, again, until the movie comes out, we're not going to know for sure. Or until the spoilers for that comes out, we're not going to know for sure. So, I don't think it's Tarble, though. But one question has been, very good question. If they retcon Vegeta into being the same age as Goku, and then Planet Vegeta gets destroyed within those 3 years, then that means that Tarble wasn't that much younger than Vegeta. He had to have been a year or two younger. It's the only way that makes any sense. And why would they send him off so young too? I mean, because they did send Saiyans off as babies in the original manga, but that may be retcon. It's very difficult to see what Toriyama's going to do. But one thing I will tell you is that Tarble is 100% Toriyama's creation. He wrote the Yo Son Goku special. I already did a video about it. Already Dragon Ball in depth. The Return of Dragon Ball, I think it's called. Check the Dragon Ball in depth playlist. Tarble was definitely Toriyama's creation, and maybe he just forgot about him like he did Launch. I don't know. Stephen Beck, Geekdom's the most credible person ever when it comes to Dragon Ball. Almost. I've put almost 30 people to the channel. Give the good work. What do you mean almost, bro? Who else is there? Come on, bro. Come on, dog. All right, Pouty. The main fight's Goku and Vegeta versus Broly. Do you think there's a chance that Piccolo and maybe some others could fight against Paragus? I said that earlier, bro. I said that just a few minutes ago. Yes, that is possible. Flip Cakes, do you think that Goku or Vegeta will comment on how Broly is like Kale at all, or something about demonic sayings that was mentioned in the Super manga? Yes, I hope so. Again, I've got an entire video coming out that I'm probably going to do with Tragic, talking about how when they see Broly, they're going to think about Kale, and maybe that will lead to another storyline in Universe 6. The whole Planet Sadala arc has a lot of potential, right? I think we all want to see it. I think everybody watching this stream, except for maybe a couple people, want to see that. And I think that Kale and Broly having that mirror kind of power is going to lead to something. I hope it does. Corey says the New Testament of Dragon Ball. I mean, I'm not touching that one, bro. No religious talk on here, but I see what you mean by that. That's a new story. Rodney Rosario, is an interview with Toriyama at the bottom of your bucket list? I'm sure you have so many questions, assuming there's a translator. I'm not even thinking about that because it's next to impossible. Toriyama rarely does any interviews, never leaves Japan. I mean, I would have to know somebody who knows him, go to Japan and interview him. And even the voice actors, even Ryo Horikawa, who I spoke to at Kamehacon about this, even he doesn't even know. He's never even met Toriyama, like face to face. Ryo Horikawa never met Toriyama. The guy who voices Vegeta. Think about that. He never leaves the house, bro. He's very mysterious. So I would have to go to his house and do it. I sure as hell would love to do it because I got a million questions for him, dude. I mean, dude, what kind of questions would you ask this man? But I just, it's not realistic. Sully says, here's a gripe. Why bring Gogeta when Vegeta is such a better and stronger option? Because they want to sell Vegeta and Vegito toys, homie. That's why. Remember, Dragon Ball's toy commercial. They got to have new fusions, new forms. This is fan service, the movie. It's not a retcon if Beerus was always off the screen. It's an added detail. Possibly. That's possibly true. However, Beerus being the catalyst for Frieza doing what he did takes away from Frieza's character from the original manga and from the original story, because Frieza acting on his own means that he let the paranoia get to him, and that at the end of the day, his paranoia is what cost him his life, because had he not done that, Goku would have never, the Goku story would have probably never happened. You know what I mean? In the way that it did, because if Bardock was alive, he would have gone to Earth to find Goku eventually, right? In fact, we did a video about it. I think me and Quinn did a what if about that. What if Bardock survived? And that's one of the big stories we tackled on that one. So check that video out when you get a chance. It's still a retcon. I mean, I know what you mean by added detail, but it's still retroactive continuity because Beerus did not exist. Here's why it's a retcon. Beerus is not in the original manga, and we know for a fact that Beerus originally was not a Toriyama creation. The original version of Beerus was created by Yusuke Watanabe for the Battle of Gods movie. He was supposed to be a lizard-like creature that made the Saiyans evil. That was the original script. Toriyama changed all that, redesigned Beerus to make him a purple cat, took off the whole, evil thing and changed the character. Beerus and the invention of him being a god of destruction is not even a Toriyama idea. So it's without question a retcon. He didn't think about this in 1991 or whatever when he wrote the manga. 1991, those time periods. Anthony Delaredo in the DBZ Kai English dub, there's a line where Vegeta said to Kid Trunks that he never hugged him because he wanted to make him tough. Dub change. I'm pretty sure it's in the Japanese version. Sounds very familiar. Maria is the person that asked about that because she memorized that whole scene. JEP, I eat her up like I'm Yajirobe, but in public she don't know. She see me at the world tourney, now it's like on a journey. She go F me like Videl, then sprouting kids like Cell. I like that last line, bro. That's pretty good. Piccolo, the true god. Do you think Vegeta will take revenge on Beerus in the future? At least think about it. Will they show Vegeta's mom at any point? I think this is one of the most frequently asked questions, dude. People want this Vegeta-Beerus fight, don't they? And I do too, honestly. Especially that Blue Evolution. Where does that stack up against Beerus? I think Beerus would probably win, but still. I do hope they show Vegeta's mom. I think again, guys, if we're going for cheap fan service, if we're going for let's pop the audience, let's go to the movie theater and pop, why not show Vegeta's mom, dude? I don't see why that wouldn't be a thing. Like, just show her for like a second. That'd be cool. I think the Vegeta fanboys and fangirls will love it. Lucario, do you think Beerus gave Frieza the okay to destroy Planet Vegeta? Oh, sorry. A lot of Beerus talk on this thing. I went down, yo. My bad. Let me find where I was at. Where's Lucario? Here we go. Because the Saiyans were lowering the mortal level by conquering other planets. No, he pretty much said that he was annoyed by the Saiyans. He was more so annoyed by them because they were conquering planets and being dicks. But Frieza was a dick too. I mean, it could be a situation where maybe Beerus didn't know about Frieza and the Saiyans connection, but I doubt that. I have doubts on that. But that actually would be interesting if they did reveal that. That's actually, it's another retcon, but it's not a bad one. Hey Geek, would you ever get into One Piece? There are movie length episode specials that help skip those hundreds of episodes. Watch the first few specifically specials if you can. Possibly. I thought about it. It's just I have too much on my plate right now. Darshan, Hira Math Dude, do you think the prophecy of a Saiyan kid being the end of Frieza will play a part in the movie like with Vegeta, Goku, and Broly? I'd be okay with that, but that wasn't the prophecy. That was not the prophecy. The prophecy was the lore of a Super Saiyan appearing every thousand years. In the Ocean dub, it was 3,000. And that was wrong. It was 1,000. But that's not really the prophecy, quote unquote. That's actually a big misconception. What Vegeta actually said was the last time there was a Super Saiyan was 1,000 years ago. That's all he said. There wasn't really a prophecy that said a Super Saiyan will defeat Frieza. That's not the prophecy. But Vegeta strongly believed, and Frieza, both of those characters strongly believed that a Super Saiyan would be Frieza's biggest challenge. And Vegeta believed that the Super Saiyan could be Frieza, but that wasn't that wasn't a prophecy. It was his belief, and he wound up being right. But if you remember, Goku, it wasn't just easy for Goku. He had to fight his way to win that fight. So, just clarify that. Are you a fan of Frieza's color scheme in the flashback? Also Frieza or Frieza? Well, I've already talked about that. F-R-E-E-Z-A is the correct way to spell it. F-R-I-E-Z-A is the Funimation Ocean dub way of spelling it. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I use both. I spell it F-R-I-E-Z-A for search results when I make my videos, but everywhere else I use the double E's. Frieza's color scheme, I like the original look more than the new one. That's my opinion. Anime here, will there be blood in the movie? Possibly. I mean, you would think there'd be some, right? Just saying, Goku better hit his head point blank. That hasn't been retconned, bro. That can't be retconned. Well, then again, it's Toriyama. Do whatever he wants. Do you think that they're going to go along the lines of Broly ate these bug monsters all alone? They made him strong route? I hope. No, they're not. The more realistic scenario here is that Paragus believes that Broly is really strong and really powerful. King Vegeta wants to send him to another planet. Paragus does not agree with that, and that's where the beef starts. In the original Broly movie, if you remember, they exiled Broly, but they also killed, or thought that they killed Broly, because he was too dangerous. And that never made sense to me, because you would think if you have a powerful warrior, you would want him to be on your side, right? Especially if they're going to eventually possibly try and take Frieza down. In this version, I think it's a lot simpler. I think it's Paragus is upset because King Vegeta does not see how strong Broly is. I don't think King Vegeta sees how powerful and how much potential Broly has because he's so wrapped up in Vegeta's power. That's what I think this whole thing is about, dude. Think about what I just told you right now. It all makes sense with King Vegeta's, what he said in the trailer, his character, Vegeta and the Saiyans' constant need to see who the strongest is with that culture. You know, it's a strength-based culture. It's not a collectivist culture whatsoever. So everything I just told you, I think, makes the most sense. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be the storyline. Dragon Ball, if I go to the other premiere, can I buy you a drink? Sure. I don't really drink alcoholic, though. Just give me like a Coke or something, or water. Chris Belcher, Dragon Ball question. When King Piccolo wished for his youth back, didn't Kami become younger as well? No, why didn't Kami? He wished for his own youth back, not Kami's. Even though they are linked by whether or not they die, they're not linked as far as like what kind of like things they do to each other, with the exception of death. So like if Piccolo gets his arm cut off, Kami won't just lose an arm. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So that is independent of their connection. But if one dies, the other dies. That is part of their connection. Shibui Guitars. I think as Goku and Vegeta are fusing, Broly hits them with an energy wave that awakens UI Gogeta. That would be pretty cool if they animated just like that. That's kind of a cool idea. Mike Friend says, Mathing Stop Media made a recent video of Vegeta versus Gogeta. How would you retcon Gogeta to make him more advantageous to Vegeta's fusion? Weaker but longer time limit? Any other thoughts, ideas? I don't know about retconning him to be more advantageous as far as strength goes. Hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right spot here. But I think having it to where Ultra Instinct does not take up that much time, I think that certainly is something that can be changed for the better, in my opinion. I think that is one way to make Gogeta at least more useful. Or what it could be, let's look at the most simplest scenario here. They have to fuse, and they don't have Potara. And then Goku's like, hey, there is another way to fuse. Really, Kakarot? There is? And that's it. It's that simple. They don't have Potara. They can't make Vegito. Do you think UI or Blue will drain the fusion? No, Blue does, UI doesn't. I've already made a video about this. Watch my Ultra Instinct Gogeta video. You all got to look through my video so you can get these answers, but that is a good question. Blue, yes. UI, no. That's my call on that. From another girl who cut her teeth on DBZ in college and now drags her husband to the My Hero movies. I want to say thank you for your hard work. Well, thank you, and he's a lucky guy because his wife likes anime, and that's every anime fan's dream, is to hook up with somebody who also likes the same stuff that they do, especially anime fans. Could Goku and Vegeta that thought 19 defeated Trunks and the androids since Trunks said the future androids were weaker? I don't understand the question. Let me read it again. Could Goku and Vegeta that fought 19 defeat future androids? Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Could the present timeline Goku and Vegeta that fought Android 19 beat the future androids? I think Goku and Vegeta could beat the future versions of 19 and 20. If they even did exist, which presumably they do not, even though we know that 17 kills Dr. Garo, so at least we know that 20 exists, but we don't know about 19. We presume there is a version of him, probably unfinished. I mean, it's difficult to say, but yes, I do not think that Goku and Vegeta can beat 17 and 18 from the future. During the 19 fight, okay, listen to what I'm saying. When they fought Android 19, I don't think that version of Goku and Vegeta, especially with Goku having the heart problems, could beat 17 and 18. However, I think after Goku woke up from the heart virus and after Vegeta got, stronger, especially when he went in the Room of Spirit and Time, yes, that version could wipe out the future androids. They were weaker, but they weren't that much weaker, right? Where am I going here? Did I go to? Okay, right here. What if Gogeta uses Master Ultra Instinct and splits before he can get the W, which pushes Goku into Ultra Instinct, which isn't enough, but Vegeta kind of enters Goku's mind where they fuse and it ends up learning MUI. It's a 2-on-1 MUI versus Berserk Broly. Now, I want to clarify what he means. I don't think he means Vegeta's going to actually literally go into Goku's mind. He's saying that when they fuse, Vegeta might learn Ultra Instinct from the fusion, right? Like, because he was in Goku, for a few minutes. They were in the same body, right? I love the idea. I don't think we're going to see it just because I like the idea a lot, actually. I'm not even going to lie. A 2-on-1 Ultra Instinct against Berserk Broly would be a cool freaking thing to see in the theaters. I don't think we're going to see it, but I love the idea. I think that would be great, actually. I'm not even going to lie. That's pretty cool, even though the fusion should be stronger. Deepest story told since the Cell Saga. I don't know, because Majin Vegeta and the whole Vegeta turn was pretty damn deep, in my opinion. Christian Vessel Kick says, greetings from Vienna. Thoughts about what the use of the Dragon Balls will be: resurrection, healing, something about Frieza, divine, or reacting on their own. Well, they're definitely in the movie. We know that. I'm guessing maybe to bring somebody back at the end. That's all I can think of. But then again, they have Whis now. So why do they even need Dragon Balls? I have no idea. They don't seem to be a big plot point here. Alexis Alvarenga says, I think Goku doesn't remember his parents because he hit his head when he was a kid with Gohan. But then again, who knows nowadays? God bless your channel. Agreed. He hit his head. That hasn't been changed. So maybe he did forget. Maybe he forgot Goku and Gine. But then again, how many of us really have memories when we were 3 years old? I have very faint memories of myself when I was 3. Very faint. I actually remember when I was a little kid, when I was a little baby. This is kind of an embarrassing story, but I don't care because I was a baby. I dug into my diapers and pulled out shit, and I threw it all over the room, and some of it got into the radiator. That's actually a story that my parents told me when I was older. When I was a little baby in my crib, I did that. I was I remember, like, I have a very faint memory. Then again, maybe I did it when I was an adult. You know, who knows at this point, but I have a very, very faint memory of doing that. But then again, it could also be mind tricks of my own parents telling me stuff. So I don't remember anything else from when I was 3 years old. Nothing else. So maybe Goku did forget. What are your thoughts on a Piccolo story in Universe 6 and Go Dogs? I don't know what Go Dogs is, but a Piccolo story. Well, it would be more so about the Namekians, and I'd be alright with it. What form of Gogeta do you think we'll be getting in the Broly movie, and do you think Bardock is still alive? How do you think Broly will be deaf? I guess you mean defeated. Okay, first of all, no, I don't think Bardock's still alive. I think it'll be Ultra Instinct Gogeta. That's my prediction, not a spoiler. And Broly defeated probably with Ultra Instinct Goku. Who knows? If I'm trying to get a friend to watch DBZ, should I use Kai since it covers all the important things quicker? I have both. No, you should start with Dragon Ball. I've already made a video on this channel called How to Watch Dragon Ball the Geekdom Order. That's the right way to watch it to give you the most authentic experience. Do not skip the Dragon Ball Z. I don't care what fans tell you. Don't. Start with Dragon Ball. What's happening with Yamoshi? Nothing, bro. He's not in the movie. Like that. And they never said Yamoshi was going to be in the movie. They never said that. And the Yamoshi storyline takes place before all this stuff with Frieza. So he's just not in the movie. Like, people assumed that he was, and he's not. Do you think Gogeta will get redesigned slightly? A little bit, yeah. With DB minus now being canon, again with the canon. Dog, what is your definition of canon? See, this is where the fandom ends up coming off like not thinking straight. So half the fandom says if it's not in the manga, it's not canon. Then the other half say, well, now that minus is an anime, it's canon. So which is it? Like again, why do people like not think? You wonder why people have said that Geekdom gets triggered over canon because it's stupid. Because there is no canon. Saying that Dragon Ball minus is now canon, where's that logic coming from? Because it's in a Broly movie? So does that mean that Toriyama writing it 3 years ago or 5 years ago doesn't count anymore? Like, oh, that doesn't count because Toriyama just wrote it. Doesn't mean it's in the anime. Like, make up your mind here. So many people are, they're so like back and forth, dude, about this shit. Like, dude, stop thinking about canon. But to answer your question, which I lost, where the hell did that question go? I hate this because it just zooms down automatically. I can't stand it. Do you think it's possible for Toriyama to retcon the end of Z? He already did. He already retconned the end of Z with Super. Because Bulma says at the end of Z that she hadn't seen Goku in 5 years. And obviously she did because the current stuff is only 3 years before the end of Z. That's already been retconned. But the actual events of Oob, they still happened. And he already made a second ending anyways in the Kanzenban. Do you think Paragus is pissed because the scientists monitoring the baby swapped Broly and Vegeta's test reports so that Vegeta wouldn't be sent away? That is a funny... Dude, that's a funny storyline that they swapped the test reports. That is pretty damn smart. That's like a Prince and the Pauper type of thing. That's separated at birth type of storyline, you know? That's pretty cool. They had a big promotional poster for Broly inside the program for Super Showdown last. It got me so keen for this movie. He's talking about the WWE pay-per-view Super Showdown in Australia yesterday. Or this morning. It was this morning for a lot of us. They had a Broly promotional there, so that's pretty cool. Geek, are we at 1600? Yeah, haha. Yeah, we are, but that was a while back. Geekdom to go. Sorry, I'm broke. No, well, thank you for your $2, bro. If you were broke, you didn't have to give me anything. Don't save your money if you're broke, dude. Please, don't worry about me. Anthony Delaredo, do you find it quite strange that Tenshinhan, Kuririn, Yamcha, and Chaozu got stronger than Goku's previous training session back in DBZ? Little bit. I'm actually more confused by the fact that Toriyama never did anything with them. You know what I'm saying? S cells are something new to Dragon Ball Z. Well, to Dragon Ball. Do you think they'll have anything to do with Broly's power level? They keep showing him in a test tube. Yes. Yes, I think S cells are going to be mentioned in this movie. That's my prediction, I don't know for sure, but I think they will be. Is Android 19 stronger than Namek Arc Frieza? Yes, significantly. I don't know how anybody can think otherwise. He beat up Super Saiyan Goku, bro, who's trained for 3 years. That's like simple power scaling, bro. That's like the simplest power scaling ever. I don't care if he had a heart attack. Like, it's Super Saiyan Goku with 3 years of training. He's Goku in the Android saga before he had the heart virus was leaps and bounds stronger than Goku in the Frieza saga. I even did a video, Are the Androids Stronger Than Frieza? A long time ago. Since this movie's about Saiyans, do you think they will show a flashback within a flashback of in the movie of Yamoshi plus the evil Saiyans, maybe Cumber? No, you're not going to see Cumber in this movie, dude. Like, I've said it a million times. Heroes something totally different. Cumber will not be in this film. I don't think they're going to show a flashback of Yamoshi and the Saiyans. It has absolutely no relevance to Broly or to Bardock unless they retcon it. Or not retcon. I'm using that word too much here. Unless they change it or they reveal that there's some kind of connection between Yamoshi and the evil Saiyans to Frieza and Bardock. I don't think there is a connection at all. Maybe Frieza did hear about Super Saiyan God in Minus, which I never liked, but he did. So that could be something like that, like he heard, but we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna see a flashback. But that is kind of a funny idea if they did do that, like a flashback within a flashback. Please shout out Sheila McKinley. Well, shout out to Sheila McKinley. I think Piccolo will be the one to tell Paragus that he's a true villain, not Broly, and Broly finally loses control and kills Paragus. Can't wait. Damn, poor Paragus. Do you think Goku will remember his family? No, unless Paragus like jogs his memory and then he finds out. That could happen. I think that could happen actually. Do you feel Vegeta will have sympathy for Broly? I don't know, dude. Because I feel like if he does have sympathy, the minute that Broly powers up and tries to attack Vegeta, I think Vegeta will like instantly be like, yeah, screw this guy. You know what I'm saying? And just start fighting him. Do you think if Bardock is mentioned since he is dead, do you think he'll be wished back by Goku? No. That's probably not happening. If so, if that ends up being a thing, that's going to create a whole slew of storylines in the future. But I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to be a thing. And before somebody says, oh, but you can't wish somebody back after they've been dead over a year. That's wrong. That only applies to large groups. Plus, even if it did apply, they have the Super Dragon Balls now, which can do anything. So, with the Super Dragon Balls, anything is possible. There's no limit as far as what we've seen. So there you go. I wouldn't think that. Couple other news bits here I want to get to before the UFC show starts here in a few minutes. Trailer 3 there's going to be a trailer 3. I'm pretty sure of this. I wasn't told, but I'm fairly certain based on the interview tidbits from Nagamine. The last trailer is probably going to premiere at Anime Festa. Anime Festa is not Jump Festa. Those are two different conventions in Japan. They're run by the same company, but it's not the same convention. And a lot of people think there will be a new Super Broly trailer, Dragon Ball Super Broly trailer at that convention. And I think that is, where we're going to see the third trailer. We'll see it in November. I'm fairly certain of that, okay? Elijah says, just got my learner's permit. Any driving tips? Yes. Be very, very careful in the rain and at night. Very, very careful. And if you live in a snow area, I've never lived in snow, but look up what you can do about that. Who do you think were the two Saiyans from the first trailer that were escaping in the space pod? I think that could be Tarble. No, it's not Tarble. It's not Tarble. I have no idea. No idea. One of them is Paragus, I assume. No clue who the other one is. Zero clue. And that could be another mystery about this story. Another thing that could be brought up. You know what I mean? It could. So let's turn on the main, thing here. So yes, trailer 3 is going to be in a month. And, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I also think, and I've said this several times before, I'm telling you, we're going to see that DLC character that I talked about. I've been trying to avoid spoilers, but his name was mentioned earlier in the stream. I'm hoping people didn't get mad, but I'm probably going to add like a light spoilers warning to this video after it goes up. I think that we're going to get, I don't think, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a reveal of that character with the way he looks before the movie comes out. Pretty sure of that. So, anyways, that's it. Wait, hold on. One more super chat came in. He says, I know when I see premiere on the 14th, there'll be full Japanese. Will the dub come out early over there? No, the dub's coming out in January. No, it's January. I know that games aren't canon, but we say that Goku SS4 is more suitable for a God of Destruction than any thoughts on that. I thought that was a cool way of them making SS4 seem cooler, you know? Like, oh, this is a savage form. That's all I have to say about it. Like, I don't have much else to say. Anyways, that is it. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. Time to watch UFC. Conor McGregor and Khabib. I'm picking Khabib. I like Conor, but Khabib is just really unstoppable. Thank you guys for stopping by so much. I really appreciate all your support. If you bought a T-shirt or a merch, I appreciate it. Also, I did get your super chat, Lady of Blades. I'm not gonna discuss what you told me in the super chat because it seems very personal. I'm not gonna do it. But thank you for your comment, please. I thank you so much, but I'm not gonna mention what you. That's personal. I'm just not gonna bring it up. Also, Julian Matthews says, do you think Kailyn Khalifa will be in the movie? And if so, what impact will they have? Not anymore. I did think they would be. Don't think they will be anymore. That's my guess. Anyways, that's it. Love you guys so much. I really do. I mean that sincerely. So many more videos coming. Bardock, old Bardock versus new Bardock is coming out on the channel tomorrow. You gotta watch that video so that because we go over all the changes Toriyama made to the character and to the backstory, so that way you can help educate those who might be confused. Share the video out to them. Thank you so very much. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.